No, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 214. Mats, 6:47 p.m. Upon Wilmot's entry, Piletray rose from the divan, nodded and said, "Papa," then waited for Wilmot to hang up his coat. While Piletray's mother was trim and presented herself as more youthful than her 53 years, Wilmot's jowly face and thinning nearly to extinction hair was unexceptional for a man of 67 years. But over the previous 3 decades, his once large and strong physique had slowly deteriorated to corpulent and stoop-shouldered. Sighing heavily as he took his coat off, Wilmot opened the closet door, hung his coat within, walked to his son, and shaking his hand said, "This is a surprise. Your sisters are due here tomorrow afternoon." Releasing Piletray's hand, he added, "What's wrong?" Corpulent. Adjective of a person, fat. Magdalene gasped and exclaimed, "Wilmot, this is how you greet your son? My son, who I see so infrequently that I can count his yearly visits on one hand and have fingers left over? Oui. If Pila is here, then I suspect a lever so great it could accomplish Archimedes' Herculean task of moving the earth is involved. Am I mistaken?" Archimedes was a 3rd century BCE Greek astronomer, engineer, mathematician, physicist, and inventor from the city of Syracuse in Sicily. One of his many amazing discoveries was the use of a lever and fulcrum to move heavy objects. He famously said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum upon which to place it, and I shall move the world," an exaggeration of the power of his incredible discovery. "Somewhat," Piletray said quietly. "It is more a case of being forced to look squarely at the results of creating greater and greater damage with 2 years of denial concerning what happened to me in Brisbane and being forced to now confront the metastasizing damage. As I was just saying to Mama, the heinous injuries that hospitalized me, my lengthy recovery, and my subsequent decision to remain in Metz rather than return to U of Q have all come tumbling down upon my shoulders today and caused me to realize that I am still unwell and that in order to heal, I must confront what I have avoided. Metastasize, medicine of a cancer spread to other sites in the body by metastasis. The short version is that my injuries were the result of an attempt on my life, and that recent events have convinced me to file attempted murder charges against the American who tried to murder me." "What?" Wilmot exclaimed. "Murder you, and you have said nothing? Why? Why did you not confine in us? We might have been able to help." "The reasons are many, but mostly revolve around shame, which led to denial. My brain was damaged in the attack, and I tried to brush it aside and move forward, but Australian law enforcement has arrested the man who tried to kill me on other charges, some of which are related to his attempt to kill me. After speaking with Australian agents, I asked the magistrate in Brisbane to file attempted murder charges against him." "This is unbelievable," Wilmot whispered. "Why did you not tell us? Who tried to murder you and why?" "You remember my friend and co-worker, Professor Jeremy Taylor, who died in a terrible accident? The American who replaced him is a fascinating example of theology professor. Among other offenses, he stole top-secret information from me, then tried to murder me. He has been arrested on separate charges, but as a result of my cooperating with the Australians on the case, we, the ASIO and I, have decided to add my attempted murder to his charges." Wilmot shook his head and hesitantly held his arms wide. In response, Piletray closed his eyes, nodded, stepped into his father's embrace, and the two men held each other tentatively before Wilmot patted his son's shoulder twice, then took half a step back and, holding Piletray by his shoulders, looked him in the eyes, nodded, and said, 2 years you have held this in. 2 years. Why? Why? Knowing full well that he bore the largest responsibility for the ever-widening chasm between father and son that had been growing over the previous decade.